I am not anti-white, I am anti-oppression. Alright, y'all, I've been slipping. I consider myself to be a movie buff, and that's why I'm ashamed right now, because this movie I'm about to talk about today went under the radar for me, man. This came out in 1995. I was 16 at the time, and maybe I just wasn't checking for a movie like this. But today I'm going to be talking about Panther. Not Black Panther from 2 years ago, not the Wakanda Forever. I'm talking about this shit. I'm talking about that black fist. The black fist that stood for the black people. Power to the people. Panther, directed by the legendary Mario Van Peebles, written by his pops, Melvin Van Peebles, who's responsible for the blaxploitation era, man, the revolution of black cinema. They come together, join forces, man, join Voltron to bring us Panther. Now, I'm gonna get into what I really liked about this movie, but also I am a critic, so I have to nitpick about the things that was not exactly right with the movie. But off rip, I love this joint. This came out in 95. We in 2020. And this shit is relevant today. We need the Black Panthers today. Alright, I was just telling my daughter how, with the stuff that's going on now with the police brutality and the police just tripping, I don't care what nobody says. I know there's a lot of people that support the police, and I guess that's okay for y'all, but for me right now, I ain't fucking with the cops, man. They're not just doing it to my people either. They're knocking down old people. They're fucking up white people. These police fucking up everybody. Alright? They are. But for us, it's been happening for a long time. So I don't want this. I don't want police brutality on nobody. But now a lot of people are seeing what the hell we went through for a lot of years. So Panther is about the origin of the Black Panther Party, started by Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton. All right, they founded the Black Panther Party. And by the way, it stars Kadeem Hardison, Bakeem Woodbine. Who else was in this movie? I got my daughter sitting over here to help me out, because you know I'm getting old. Who else was? Everybody was in this movie. Chris Tucker was a bodyguard. Chris Rock, AJ Johnson, the late Dick Gregory. A lot of people in this movie. Mario had a cameo. This movie has some really black star power, and even Angela Bassett returned as Betty Shabazz, because remember, she played Betty Shabazz in Malcolm X, directed by Spike Lee. She reprises the role in this movie. I love that. So this is the origin of the Black Panther Party, how they got started, and unfortunately, their demise. So I don't want to go into spoilers here, because I think this is a movie that not a lot of people have seen. Even at the time when it came out, there wasn't a lot of advertisement for this movie. Like, a lot of people really wasn't talking about it, man. And it's crazy, because this is like the only movie that I can probably think of that has to do with the Black Panther Party. We've seen them in movies before as little guest appearances here and there. Hell, they were even in Forrest Gump for a second, you know what I mean? But we never had a whole movie about the party, about the movement, and what the movement was all about. So this movie was very informative and very educational. Now, I know there's stuff that was fictionalized for the movie, so I have to do my research to see what was really fact and fiction, but I did learn a lot in here, and there were times where I'm like, holy shit, this goes on today. The murder of unarmed black men by the hands of the police, and they try to cover it up and say that they were doing this, or, you know, that they were committing a crime, or they were going for my gun, knowing damn well that's not the case. And this movie shows how police officers do cover that shit up, you know, how they used to murder black people. And here comes the Black Panthers, standing up to the police. Probably my favorite scene in the movie, I guess this is a mild spoiler, favorite scene in the movie is when they actually stop a cop from fucking up a fellow brother, and they intervene, guns in their hands, get up off him. Cops don't know what to do, they're thrown off, and they have to get off of him. I wish we had the Black Panthers now, in the George Floyd situation, to fuck those cops up, especially that little Asian one. Nothing against Asians, but you know, for him to stand there and watch this shit, they should have fucked him up first, and then got your boy Derek and beat his ass thoroughly. Old-fashioned Georgia ass whooping. So this movie was very powerful, very informative, and also showed how drugs, heroin, like the hard drugs, were put into the ghettos in the late 60s to dismantle the Black Panthers and to dismantle black unity, because I feel like nothing scares white folks more. I'm sorry, nothing scares racist white folks more than black unity. I'm not gonna say white folks because I have white friends, like, so no, not all white people are evil, okay? So for those that be like, oh, look at you, a racist, nah, fuck you, I'm talking about racist white people. The thing that scares racist white people is black unity, and so they put the drugs into the ghetto, into the hoods, and it just took off, man. And me and my daughter were talking about it when the movie was off, and she was saying that we should have the Black Panthers now, and I said the same thing. We need Black Panthers right now. But then again, the government, the FBI, another J. Edgar Hoover will come up and fuck it up and disintegrate it. Probably give brothers government jobs and shit. Oh, and there is a sellout brother in this movie, all right, who was working with the FBI, who helped to take down the Black Panthers. And this brother is like these so-called black conservatives that I see on YouTube: Brandon Tatum, Kevin's Corner, Candace Owens, who's another one, Jesse Lee Peterson, the black redneck, Joel Patrick. He's all those guys in one. He helped to take them down and was proud of it. Y'all, this movie was great. Listen, you're gonna go through so many emotions watching this because a lot of the stuff it's taking place now, so you can relate to it because it's, you know, it's reflective of what's going on now. You get to know the history, so you're gonna be upset, you're gonna feel triumphant, you're gonna be entertained. I really dug this movie. But now, if I can get into my little nitpicks, my little gripes. My gripe about this movie is that it's made in 1995, so it's a little dated, a little choppy at times. One thing about a period piece, keep it in that period. This takes place in the 60s, and there were times where they were playing 90s hip hop, and it's supposed to be like in the 60s, and that's a pet peeve of mine. I hate when I see period pieces and they put modern day music because it takes me out of that time. When I'm in 1967, I want to be in 1967, okay? And when that happens, it kind of takes me out of it. But that's just me nitpicking, okay? And there were some suspect performances. For example, what's his name? Tyrone Turner, Kane from Menace to Society. He's in this movie, and there was a couple of times where he was trying to be serious, and it kind of came off a little laughable. Some of the acting was a little suspect, where it was supposed to be serious, but you laughed a little bit. But listen, y'all, that doesn't take away from the film. This is a very excellent, very powerful, thought-provoking film that I recommend you watch. Especially if you black, watch this shit. If you white, feel free to watch it as well. But this is definitely for us to watch because we need this at this time. But now it's like I said, Black Panther Party now, the government will take that shit apart. So now we need Black Panthers in the government. We need Black Panthers in the fucking, up there with the powers that be, you know, to run shit. That's where we need them at, y'all. So anyways, yeah, I give Black Panther an A because I have a grading system on my movie reviews. Black Panther gets an A in my book. I really dug this movie. I can't believe it's been 20 plus years and I've never seen this shit. Like, I'm ashamed of myself, man. I done seen almost every movie known to man, and I missed this one. And it has every black actor that was ever in anything in the 90s. You know what I mean? But look, better late than never. This is the perfect time to watch it now. I will be watching this again. Have you guys seen Black Panther? What did you guys think about it? Comment freely below. If you like and dig the content, hit that like and subscribe, notification bell in the corner. Thank you all for watching. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video. Power to the people.